Just imagine, a highly advanced alien species from space arrives on Earth to take over the planet. And between them and the end of humanity stands only this one ship. The story begins with a group of scientists who discovered a planet whose atmosphere was exactly like Earth's. In the following years, new technology was invented that could send signals to this new planet, and the project was named Project Beacon. Located in Hawaii, this NASA station sent signals every 24 hours to a satellite orbiting in space, which then transmitted those signals to the new planet. The scientists named this planet Planet G. Then we see Alex Hopper, a young man in Hawaii, celebrating his birthday with his brother Stone at a bar. The two were discussing Alex's future when a girl named Samantha walked in. She ordered a chicken burrito from the waiter, but he told her the kitchen was already closed. Disappointed, since she had just come from work and was starving, Samantha sighed. Alex, noticing this, went over to talk to her. To cheer her up, he decided to get a chicken burrito from a convenience store across the street. But when he reached there, the store had also closed. Still, Alex wasn't the kind to give up easily. So, he sneaked in through the back door and decided to steal one. He grabbed a burrito from the fridge, heated it in the microwave, and was about to leave, but all of it was caught on the store's security cameras. Within moments, the police arrived. Alex ran as fast as he could, trying to deliver the burrito to Samantha, but before he could reach her, the police fired a stun gun at him, knocking him to the ground. Samantha, though startled by the chaos, was secretly impressed by Alex's daring act. The next morning, we see Alex being scolded by his brother Stone for his foolish stunt. Both brothers worked in the U.S. Navy, and Samantha happened to be the daughter of their commanding officer, Admiral Shane. When Alex found this out, he froze in fear, since he and the Admiral never really got along. Years passed, and one day, Admiral Shane announced the RIMPAC International War Games. Alex, as usual, arrived late. That day, he planned to ask the Admiral for permission to marry Samantha. But even now, he was too nervous to talk to him. Seeing his hesitation, Samantha convinced her father to give Alex 5 minutes to talk. Reluctantly, the Admiral agreed. However, Alex panicked again and escaped to the bathroom, making up an excuse. Meanwhile, we see Dr. Nogrady, the scientist who had discovered Planet G. That day, he and his assistant observed 5 unidentified objects hurtling toward Earth. He immediately alerted Cal, one of the scientists working on Project Beacon. These 5 strange objects were heading directly toward the same signal they had sent, leaving everyone in shock. Suddenly, one of the objects collided with a satellite, breaking away from the group. NASA soon confirmed that these were not asteroids or meteorites. The directors told Cal to prepare, as the objects were now approaching their exact coordinates. Within moments, 4 of the objects crashed into the ocean near Hawaii, and the 5th one struck Hong Kong, causing a massive explosion that wiped out nearly the entire city. About 25,000 people died, and damages were worth billions. Soon after, Dr. Nogrady concluded that these objects were alien ships, made of metals not found anywhere on Earth. A little later, the Navy spotted an unidentified vessel in the ocean. Stone ordered Captain Browley to send a team for investigation. Alex, Cora, and Walter were part of that team. But when they reached the object, no one could figure out what it was. As Alex touched it, he was hit by a strong electric shock and thrown backward. When his teammates rushed to help, the object suddenly emitted a blinding energy light and created a force field around itself. Now, no one could enter or exit the barrier, and all signals were cut off, leaving the sailors unable to contact base. At that same moment, a fighter jet approached the object, but as soon as it hit the shield, it was destroyed instantly. Meanwhile, Walter tried to start the boat, but then a massive robot emerged from the object, letting out a deafening roar that forced sailors miles away to cover their ears in pain. The Navy began bombing the object, but the robot retaliated with its own barrage of explosives. Somehow, Walter managed to start the boat, and the team began heading back to the base ship. But before they could escape, Cora fired her machine gun at the robot, and all nearby ships joined the attack. Suddenly, A huge explosion hit Stone's ship, destroying it completely. Alex watched helplessly as his brother and crewmates died before his eyes. Captain Browley and his assistant were also killed in the attack. Now, command of the operation fell on Alex's shoulders. Determined, he decided to launch an all-out assault on the alien robot. However, after much persuasion from his team, Alex chose instead to turn back and rescue some Japanese soldiers trapped nearby. But soon, the robot released terrifying metal discs designed to destroy the Navy base on the island. These discs were so powerful that they crushed helicopters like insects and began devastating the entire island. Yet, strangely enough, the discs didn't harm any humans or animals. They only destroyed vehicles and buildings. Eventually, they even brought down a massive bridge, sending countless cars plunging into the ocean below. Now, no one was safe anymore. Meanwhile, the Navy officers were trying to break through the energy shield to help their trapped comrades. On the other hand, we see Samantha standing on a hill with Mick, a retired Army officer, watching as the alien ship descended toward Earth. Within moments, the ship landed not far from them, right where Cal and his assistant were located. Soon, some police officers chasing the ship reached the hill. On the way, they saw Samantha and Mick and told them to find a safe place to hide because the island was under an alien attack. After the officers moved on, Mick decided to follow them. He had always dreamed of seeing aliens in real life. Samantha reluctantly followed him. As soon as the police car approached the alien ship, the aliens sensed a potential threat and immediately attacked. Meanwhile, Alex was desperately trying to figure out a way to stop the monster, now that he was the commander of his ship. The truth, however, was that he had no real combat experience. Just then, Walter came to Alex and told him to come with him. When they reached the control room, they saw an alien that their crew had pulled out of the sea. As soon as they removed the alien's helmet, it was revealed that the creature looked quite similar to humans. But the moment Alex flashed a light in its eyes, the alien suddenly grabbed him by the neck. Alex's teammates tried to help, but at that very moment, more aliens attacked the ship. They rescued their captured comrade and escaped in their vessel. However, Alex realized that some aliens were still on board their ship. Everyone began searching for them when suddenly one appeared in front of Walter. Walter noticed that this alien wasn't trying to harm him. It was actually targeting the ship's power generators. But if those generators were destroyed, their ship would never be able to leave. To stop it, Walter attacked the alien using an iron rod, and the alien retaliated fiercely, striking him repeatedly. Just then, Alex arrived to help, but the alien snatched his weapon and was about to kill him. At the last moment, Cora distracted the alien, allowing Alex to tell her to run toward the control room. The alien followed her out, just as Alex had planned. When Cora reached the control room, she immediately understood Alex's plan. He had lured the alien directly in front of a cannon. As soon as she got the chance, she fired, and the alien was blown to pieces. Meanwhile, Samantha and Mick reached the area where the police cars had been destroyed beyond repair. Realizing the place was no longer safe, they decided to get out of there. For that, Samantha needed to find car keys. Gathering her courage, she approached a wrecked vehicle and took a set of keys from a dead officer's belt. But before they could escape, a group of aliens appeared. Terrified, Samantha and Mick hid behind a car. Luckily, the aliens didn't find anything of interest and moved away. The two then sprinted toward a police vehicle. Mick began collecting weapons while Samantha tried to call for help using the radio, but there was no signal. Suddenly, Cal arrived and confessed that it was his fault the aliens had come. The signals he had sent into space had drawn them here, and now they had destroyed his lab, killing his assistant. Elsewhere, Dr. Nobrady was in a global meeting with world leaders. He explained that the aliens were trying to send a signal back to their home planet. To do this, they were attempting to hack human-made satellites. If they succeeded, humanity would be wiped out completely. Meanwhile, Jimmy tried on the alien helmet and realized it completely blocked sunlight. He immediately informed Alex. Jimmy also had a pet lizard and noticed that the alien's eyes resembled those of reptiles. He concluded that, Like lizards, the aliens couldn't tolerate direct sunlight. Around the world, news of alien attacks spread like wildfire, and governments declared martial law. We then see Nagata and his team trying to locate the alien ships. They eventually figured out a way to track the alien vessels and could now predict which ship was moving where, allowing them to plan attacks accordingly. But the aliens were cunning too. The moment they sensed they were being tracked, they changed course at the last second. Back on the hill, Samantha insisted they had to destroy the transmitters, so the aliens couldn't send a signal to their home planet. She said her boyfriend Alex could blow up the entire hill if needed. But sending a signal through the aliens' protective shield was nearly impossible. That's when Cal revealed he had a special machine that might be able to send the signal. But it was back at his old camp, where the aliens were currently stationed. Determined to save Earth, Cal decided to risk his life. He stealthily made his way to the camp, hiding from the aliens. As he picked up the machine and turned to leave, one alien saw him. However, since Cal didn't attack, the alien didn't harm him either, and he managed to escape safely. Meanwhile, out at sea, the sailors saw two alien robots approaching rapidly to attack. The assault came from both sides, but Alex managed to maneuver the ship just in time, saving everyone. They launched continuous counterattacks and eventually destroyed both robots. But the battle was far from over. Soon after, Samantha sent a message to Alex, warning him that the aliens were trying to send a signal back to their planet. The satellite would activate in just 4 hours, and the Navy had to stop them before that happened. Mick then told Samantha that they needed to act quickly, before the Navy decided to destroy the entire hill. They had to get out of there as soon as possible. Meanwhile, Alex received word that a new alien ship was approaching their location. So, he ordered his crew to move toward the area closest to the sunrise. They successfully made it there, and then Alex and Nagata launched continuous attacks, shattering the alien ship's glass panels, allowing sunlight to pour in. The aliens began writhing in pain, and at that moment, Alex and his team opened heavy fire on them. Soon, they managed to destroy the enemy ship completely. But before they could celebrate, 2 metal discs, alien attack drones, started heading straight for their ship. Within moments, the sailors jumped into the ocean to save their lives. Only Alex and Nagata stayed behind. Just as the ship was about to sink, they too leaped into the water. Meanwhile, when Mick and Samantha saw that the ship had been completely destroyed, they decided to take matters into their own hands and stop the aliens themselves. However, Cal refused to go any further. He wasn't willing to risk his life again. Elsewhere, the surviving sailors reached the shore in lifeboats. But they were furious. If the aliens managed to send their signal, their advanced technology would ensure that humanity could never defeat them again. At that moment, Alex came up with an idea. He said they should use the old battleship. The vessel was nearly 70 years old, and even Walter didn't know how to activate it. So, Alex decided to seek help from the retired naval veterans. Finally, after Alex's request, all the old sailors boarded the ship again after decades. Together, they prepared a missile designed to destroy the transmitters on the hill. At the same time, the alien mothership suddenly reactivated. Before the aliens could attack, Alex quickly came up with a new plan. He ordered his team to turn the ship and ready the cannons. As the alien robots prepared to strike, Alex commanded his crew to drop the ship's anchor into the sea. The sudden shift in direction caused their ship to dodge the robots' bombs just in time. Then, they launched a fierce counterattack on the aliens. The aliens managed to damage part of their ship, but the sailors refused to back down. Soon, they successfully destroyed the mothership, breaking the aliens' protective energy shield. Meanwhile, on the hill, the aliens were about to send their signal to their home planet. But just in time, Samantha and Mick cut the transmission wires. Their plan worked. The signal never reached the alien planet. However, in the process, Samantha's leg got trapped inside a vehicle. Showing true courage, Mick fought the monstrous alien using his crutches. During their struggle, he managed to rip off the alien's helmet. As soon as sunlight hit the creature, Mick gained the upper hand. But within seconds, the alien grabbed Mick and slammed him to the ground. It was about to kill him when Kel suddenly appeared and smashed the alien with his briefcase, killing it instantly. But in the meantime, the remaining aliens reconnected the transmitter wires and started sending the signal again. The sailors quickly prepared to launch the missile. Cal freed Samantha, and the three of them ran to find cover. As Alex and Nagata prepared to fire the missile, they realized the mothership had sent metal discs to destroy them. They had no way to escape now. So, Alex ordered his men to launch the missile and destroy the hill, even if it meant their own deaths. Just then, Admiral Shane sent in fighter planes, which arrived at the perfect moment. With incredible precision, the pilots launched missiles that destroyed the incoming metal discs. This time, the aliens had no way left to send their signal to their home planet. Weeks after the war, all the brave soldiers who had fought in the battle were honored, including Mick, who, despite losing his legs, fulfilled his duty as a soldier. The President of the United States awarded the Navy Cross posthumously to Stonehopper for sacrificing his life, and Alex accepted the medal on his brother's behalf. Alex himself was promoted to commander and awarded the Silver Star for his bravery. In the end, Admiral Shane told him that soon he would have his own ship to command. Samantha then encouraged Alex to finally talk to her father about their marriage. "This is the perfect moment, just go for it." Alex, still a bit nervous, approached Admiral Shane and said, "Sir, I love Samantha, and I want to marry her." Shane initially refused, but then smiled and said, "Come to my office in the evening. We'll decide where the wedding will take place." If you liked the video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next one.